Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut, and hopefully like this video and hit that subscribe button. So we're going to go through the names and the players and the teams of who are free agents, who sign with teams, who are still free agents, and of course players that can be traded and who have been traded over the last, really since the beginning of the offseason at the beginning of November. And obviously, this is a New Year's Eve version. I would mention, I don't know if there's been any updates. I'm recording this on Monday, putting this out on Tuesday morning, afternoon, we'll see. And we'll see how this goes. But a couple of things, there could be players on here that will sign tomorrow, that will sign on New Year's Eve, or after I record this. And when a player is with the team for next year, they get the bell. I actually got a bell here. Waiting for the bellhop to come to take me out of here, or the people in the white coats. But anyway, let's start up the very top. Juan Soto, where did he sign? Signed with the Mets. One of the biggest contract in sports history. $15 million, 15 years, $765 million. Remember when $15 million was a big contract? He had a qualifying offer. The Mets will have to give a draft pick to the Yankees. Corbin Burns, surprisingly, signed with the Diamondbacks. The Baltimore Orioles, who have done very little this offseason, will get a qualifying offer. He signed a 6-year deal. Then a shocker in the middle of the night the other day. Amazingly enough, and they're going to be good. The Diamondbacks are going to be good. Their pitching staff is going to be very strong. Pete Alonso, unsigned so far. I believe that now the chances of the Mets re-signing him have gone back up to 60%. With the Giants rumored to be there, but I don't believe that's true. And the A's were early on as well. And teams are snapping up first baseman like it's nothing. So I believe he will go back. He's going to be very stubborn with this agent, but I believe he will be back with the New York Mets. And he has qualifying offer, so if the Mets lose him, they'll get something for him. Alex Bregman, he's still out there. I was hearing that maybe Detroit might not be so much into it. There are rumors of a couple of players on this list that have qualifying offers that Bregman has. He could be not so much going to the Tigers. He might be more going to the Red Sox or to the New York Mets. The Mets are going to be very active in trying to improve their offense. Willie Adames signed a massive contract with the San Francisco Giants. Shane Bieber re-signed with the Guardians. Jack Flaherty still out there. I can't believe he's still out there, folks. I really can't believe it. Blake Snell signed with the Dodgers. Hyun-Sung Kim. Recently today, we've heard on Monday that the Detroit Tigers were very interested in him, but I've heard Seattle, the Angels, the White Sox, believe it or not, Houston, San Diego, and the New York Yankees possibly go back to the San Diego at some point. Anthony Santander, hope I got his name right. I've heard the Cubs, Seattle, Toronto, San Francisco, Kansas City, Philadelphia, New York Yankees, and Detroit recently today. I don't know where he's going to go. He could go to the Mets, for all we know. Considering who the Mets have been talking to. No, Mets have been very quiet. They don't talk about it. Matt Chapman signed an extension with the Giants in September. Max Kepler signed with the Phillies after being 10 years with the Twins. Justin Turner, still out there. Place for him to go. Again, like I said, last offseason is Baltimore. He needs to be with a young team. Max Scherzer, I've heard Washington, but maybe for kicks, I don't know. Max Fried, signed with the Yankees. Carlos Estevez, I've heard Texas, Oakland, Toronto, the Cubs, and the Mets. That's recently. Paul Goldschmidt, officially with the Yankees today, on Monday. Kyle Hendricks, signed with the Angels. Aroldis Chapman, signed with the Red Sox. Christian Walker, signed with the Astros. Walker Buehler, signed with the Red Sox. Mike Conforto signed a 1-year deal with the Dodgers. And Frankie Montas signed with the New York Mets. We heard early on Framber Valdez was available. He's not available anymore. Carlos Correa, we thought he was available in trades. Not anymore. Heard Ryan Yarbrough. Heard nothing. Brandon Lowe, have heard nothing. Tyler O'Neill, signed with the Orioles. Gio Urshela, signed with the A's. Justin Wilson, signed with the Reds. Patrick Corbin, we haven't heard from. He's lost a lot of games in his career, but he pitches every 5 days. Jurickson Profar Heard San Diego, Kansas City, and believe it or not, the Yankees recently. Jesse Winker, we've heard Cincinnati and the Mets. The Mets are interested, but he could go back to Cincinnati where he played. Sean Manaea, we signed with the Mets on a 3-year deal. Luis Severino signed a 3-year deal with the A's. Jose Quintana, we've heard Texas, Cincinnati, the White Sox, Detroit, Milwaukee, and the St. Louis Cardinals. Keep an eye on the Reds. They've been very interesting because they got that big manager. We've heard all kinds of players available in trades. Luis Castillo, we've heard the Cubs, the Mets, the Phillies, the Dodgers, Baltimore, Boston, but they're not getting what they want. So it seems like they're pulling him off the market. Teoscar Hernandez, we signed with the Dodgers. A few weeks ago, I heard that Justin Verlander was talking to the Mets. Don't do it. Don't do it. Mets don't do it. Gleyber Torres signed. What the hell did he sign with? The Tigers. He signed with the Tigers. Nathan Eovaldi signed with the Rangers. Michael Walker re-signed with the Royals. Tanner Scott, we've heard nothing on. Nothing. Boston, Toronto, the Mets, the Yankees, Washington, the Dodgers, and Baltimore. Nothing. Those are teams I heard early on. I've heard nothing with him. Surprising, no qualifying offer on him. Pitched well last year. Nothing. Travis d'Arnaud signed with the Angels. Yusei Kikuchi signed with the Angels. Heard Kirby Yates could be on the move. We'll see where he goes. I've heard going back to Texas. Jeff Hoffman, heard Toronto, Boston, the Angels, Oakland, the Mets, the Yankees, and the Phillies. He could possibly go back to the Phillies to go be a part of their bullpen. Clay Holmes signed with the Mets. He's now going to be a starter with the Mets. Matthew Boyd signed with the Cubs. Jack Peterson signed with the Rangers. Nick Pivetta still out there. He's got a qualifying offer. We heard a little bit the Mets were involved, but it doesn't seem that's the case anymore. Boston, the Baltimore Orioles, and Toronto. He's a pitcher to keep an eye on in terms of improving for next year. Nick Martinez re-signed with the Reds. He had a qualifying offer. He took the qualifying offer. A.J. Minter, a recent note, I heard the Mets, Cubs, the Dodgers, and the Phillies. Tomoyuki Sugano from Japan. He's signed with the Orioles. Roki Sasaki. We've heard the Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees, San Diego, Seattle, Texas, the Cubs, and the White Sox. All likelihood will be either the Dodgers or the Padres. Shinozuki Ogasawara, a lefty from Japan, Milwaukee, San Diego, the Mets, Cleveland, and the A's. Alec Bohm got pulled off the table. Garrett Crochet traded to the Red Sox. Carlos Santana signed with the Guardians. We have Ryan Helsley could be moved. We have Jojo Romero, he could be moved. John King could be moved. Harrison Bader hasn't signed. Alex Verdugo hasn't signed. JD Martinez up in the air where he's going to play next year. Kenley Jansen, we've heard nothing from him, but I've heard the Pirates, Atlanta, Yankees, Toronto, LA, Angels. He's a guy who's going to want to pitch late in the game as a closer because he wants those saves. Blake Trinan, we signed with the Dodgers. Danny Colombe, nothing. Jordan Montgomery on the block. He's not going anywhere. Christian Vasquez, Yandy Diaz, Bo Bichette, I don't think he's going anywhere. Ryan McMahon, I don't believe he's going anywhere. With Luis Robert Jr., I've heard Pittsburgh. Nick Castellanos, he's not getting moved. Taylor Ward, we were hearing he was going to get moved to the Phillies, not now. Nolan Arenado, I don't know what's going on. He had a trade that was going to send him to Houston. He rejected it. But possibly the Phillies, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Angels, and the Yankees. On Monday, I heard nothing with the Yankees. They're not even interested in them. Wilson Contreras, believe it or not. Wilson, I'm sorry, heard nothing. They're trying to move him, they no go. Kyle Finnegan was non-tendered a contract. Nothing. But I've heard Arizona should be interested, Atlanta, and the Pirates. Jordan Romano signed with the Phillies, going to be their closer. Jeffrey Springs, trade to the Athletics. Josh Naylor, trade to the Diamondbacks. Lane Thomas still out there. We haven't heard when he could get moved to. Big power hitter. Cody Bellinger, trade to the Yankees. Devin Williams, trade to the Yankees. Ryan Presley, the setup man, former closer of the Houston Astros, might be on the block, possibly. Kyle Tucker, trade to the Cubs. Dylan Cease could be moved. We've heard Boston, the Mets, the Cubs, the Phillies, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Luis Arias possibly being moved. Jesus Luzardo, trade to the Phillies. Here's some Met players for you. Jeff McNeil, Boston, Seattle, Oakland, Milwaukee, and the Angels. This is my teams. Starling Marte, Oakland or Seattle. Brett Beatty, these are reported names, the teams that might be interested in him. Seattle, Oakland, Angels, Miami, Chicago, and the Brewers. Alex Diaz, believe it or not, this brother of Edwin Diaz, has a high walk rate, almost 5 per 9 innings. Might be a reason why he might be on the block. They might be tired of his walks. I put the Mets and the Arizona Diamondbacks there. Marcus Stroman could be on the move. Taijuan Walker could be on the move. Andrew Benintendi should be on the move. Josh Bell, re-signed with the Nationals. And the last name on this list that I have, and I'm sure there's more players, is Ty France, formerly of the Seattle Mariners. Whew, a lot of players. Well, you let me know what you think about this video, and of course, I'll have more updates for you. And if you want more updates like this, just subscribe and like this video. And of course, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Happy New Year, and I'll see you later.